Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoimla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Ahwa that's out here sincerely keeping the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yah Hanan Nawach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I just wanted to just touch on this article real quick, with these royals or so-called royals, because this is not royalty shit right here, She's not a royal woman, you know what I'm saying, because she was popped before she even got with the prince, and that's not biblical, you know what I'm saying? Like our forefathers dealt with virgins, when it came to the kingdomship, you know what I'm saying? You dealt with a virgin woman. You didn't deal with a woman that had already had another man. So here you go, you got a royal, supposedly royal. We say so-called because these are just Edomites, that's peasants, that's in our kingdom or in our property, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Because they're fucking heathen, man, and they're not really royal people. But it says, fans slam Meghan Markle for continuing to wear the Cartier love bracelet gifted by her ex-husband in new as ever video. So bizarre, right? So she's a adulteress, and her husband, the prince, is an adulterer. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not supposed to be dealing with another man's woman. You think that being in a royal situation, he would know that. So, let's do this real quick. It's just gonna be a quick little pre-camp lesson I seen this, because we're not gonna be dealing with no leftovers, man, in the kingdom, man. All our women are gonna be virgins. We're gonna be kings and priests. Prayerfully, we're part of the hopefully elect, but we're not gonna be dealing with no second-hand shit, man. Especially not no third, fourth hand. Let's just put in work. All of King Solomon's wives virgins. Okay, it says the Bible does not state that all King Solomon's wives were virgins. Solomon's 700 wives and 300 concubines were largely political acquisitions meant to seal alliances with foreign powers. The sheer scale of his harem suggests many were previously married or part of royal lineages. Well, I doubt that. I don't think he would have been dealing with no, because in the ancient days, in that royal setting, now, certain heathen, you know what I'm saying, they were into other kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying, but I can't really see King Solomon dealing with no women that weren't virgins, especially, let's just say the 700 wives of Israel. The 700 wives of Israel, you know what I'm saying? Now, the concubines, who knows? But with the 700 wives of Israel, those would have been more than likely all virgins, you know what I'm saying? Because of the way that the customs that we had, the way that we were living, the kingdom that was, how the kingdom was being ran. The kingdom was being ran with, even though we're still in a sinful nature, it was ran with righteousness, They were getting the virgins very young. Soon as they came on their flower, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They were getting them, these women could have been easily 12, 13, 14 years old directly from their parents, you know what I'm saying? Being watched over well, and I'm pretty certain that, within that harem, these women wasn't just stepping out on King Solomon like, oh, girl, let's get dressed. We're going to go out to the club tonight and we're going to just pull us something off in the city. No, they wasn't doing no shit like that, man. Now, you had situations, you had like King David, he dealt with Bathsheba, which was adultery, you know what I'm saying? You had the situation where he dealt with Nabal's wife, but Nabal was already dead. He got knocked off. So, because you can't deal with a woman, if a woman has a husband, she's supposed to be only with that one man until he dies. She may die before him, but she can never get with another man as long as that man is alive. That's the law. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's get so this is what the situation would have been with this lady. If she wanted to leave her husband, then she would have had to just stay to herself. You know what I'm saying? Or she would have had to have returned to her husband. Matter of fact, let me see. I might still have this in my. 1 Corinthians 7:10, and unto the married, I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. So she's supposed to be to herself and had returned to her ex-husband if she start to burn and she felt like she needed to just have some get her back beaten down. You know what I'm saying? She needed some rod. She's not supposed to be dealing with another man. Here you go. The royal family. Here's the royal family. In this day and age with the internet, she marries a prince, so-called, marries becomes an adulterer, basically on a world stage, and no one had, some people was talking about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because she used to be an actor, and an actress rather, and she had, she was doing all these parts, and it was kind of like, when the world get to see your woman's nakedness, that's just this office hell. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you had people in the comment boards talking about, well, it's Cartier. Well, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, here you go, you still wearing another nigga shit? That's like calling on another man's name while you're having sex with her. And that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we're this is an adulterous nation, man. So then they got it all like, the little baby, they was kind of on her head about the baby, supposedly being biracial mixed. No, that's a goddamn Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Even though he might have a little bit of a color, might look like a so-called Negro, you know what I'm saying? But that's an Edomite. He's going directly into captivity to go along with his fucking dad and the rest of those so-called royals. All right? Meghan Markle took social media users by surprise this week when she posed in a new ass ever advertisement wearing the same Cartier love bracelet given to her by her ex-husband before meeting Prince Harry. See, this is the internet age. Well, people know shit like this. People see shit. People they critique stuff like this. That's the same bracelet from 15 years ago? Oh my God, that's the same bracelet. Come on, bro. Out of all things, you think that, okay, bitch, you like the fucking bracelet, the shit will be in your jewelry box. Not you going to events with the same shit on that people can notice. It says that the Suits alum, see, she was in that, that's what she was playing. And she, she wasn't like no big actress like that, but she was in Suits. Alum had been starring in a series of new, more personalized commercials and promotional shoots for her lifestyle brand as ever. But the latest one really caught people's attention. During a close-up shot, her gold Cartier love bracelet, which was gifted to her by her ex-husband, Trevor Ingleson, with whom she was briefly married before meeting her current husband. Though she's been spotted out with the bracelet before, seeing it in the newest advertisement sparked some online backlash, with people finding it strange that she would continue wearing it. Yeah, because these chicks is damn whores, man. They don't care. All right. It says, right now, the Duchess of Sussex is fully invested in her lifestyle brand, which launched not long after she starred in her own at-home DIY Netflix series with Love, Meghan. And she's supposed to be in the backdrop, man. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. You out here trying to be a goddamn influencer. Let you know how off this world is. After receiving lots of online backlash surrounding her first launch of products, the former actress has entered a rebranding period with her products. Over the last few weeks, as ever, has been sharing new promotional pictures and videos, now starring Meghan herself, where she wears chic outfits while displaying her products, sometimes giving some personal insight into what inspired her to create them, and even what her family likes most about them. Fuck out of here. In one of her latest ads for the brand, which was shared on its Instagram and other social media profiles this week, the 44-year-old filmed herself showing off its wines, including the refreshing... anyway. All that bullshit, yeah, with her little bullshit. You supposed to just be in the backdrop, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be, it's off, man. It's off as hell. And this is the fall of a kingdom, man, when you see shit like this, too. Because these are your so-called, supposedly royals of the Edomites, you know? But let's go into some of the comments. I ain't want to keep this long. Again, it says, no, Megan, he's your past, girl. Don't do it. Well, what should have happened was the prince shouldn't have done it. He should have never married this lady. Why would you're not supposed to, be dealing with no leftovers, man. That's no king, man. All right? Somebody says, honey is Cartier. A lot of you have no clue. So that lets you know right here that these women will sell their damn box for nothing. For nothing. They'll sell their box. So he got me this. That's the reason why they make all them little nasty, getting shit on their face Dubai trips. All right? Yeah. Somebody says, well, I'm not getting rid of my jewelry either. It has nothing to do with the ex. Well, it says a lot, you know what I'm saying? If you out here on the world stage and people noticing that shit, it's just weird, man. But it's Somebody says, I divorced my ex-husband, not the jewelry he gifted me. I wear it all. So for what? Why? You might as well go pawn that shit. So what? You putting on the shit every single time you put it on, you thinking about, okay, who got it for you? Now you with a whole nother nigga? And there's a lot of women that do that. You know what I'm saying? There's women that jump from relationships to relationships, got jewels from 10 different relationships, all in their shit, and they wearing all that shit. He got me the ear, got on 3-4 different niggas shit. She got on boyfriend number 4 earrings, boyfriend number 3 bracelet, boyfriend number 2 anklet, boyfriend number 58 wedding ring or some shit. Women do that shit all the time, man. So you're living in a nation, or you're living in a kingdom where things are just not ran right, man, and we're just waiting to get to our kingdom, man, where righteousness will go forth, where people not going to have to deal with shit like this. This is embarrassing to both men, you ask me. Embarrassing to the ex, and embarrassing especially to the so-called, well, he should be embarrassed because you committed adultery with this woman, you know what I'm saying, by getting with her. And you think that these are you see them in these big ass cathedrals as if they're just righteous people. You don't know about the scriptures. You don't know that you shouldn't be dealing with this woman, and especially as a royal. That don't make no sense, bro. Anyway, some other bitch says, that's Cartier. Shit, I will wear it too. If Harry isn't complaining, why should anybody else? See? So women are with this type of stuff. Yeah, man. So, it is what it is, man. Nothing too serious. I just wanted to just do a quick little pre-camp lesson, you know what I'm saying? Getting ready to set up in a little bit, going out. But, yeah, man, this is nasty work right here. And actually, somebody put this shit in my comment board. They just left like a little picture right here. Because I said a royal should only marry virgins, not leftovers. And somebody left this right here. That's nasty. Yeah, it is nasty. You going in behind, you know what I'm saying, some other dude, and see, you really don't see stuff like that until, you come into this truth, man. When you come into this truth, this is what this wisdom is all about. The Lord, he shows you from another angle, from righteousness, being on the left for so damn long. You're on the left, you know what I'm saying, in a carnal living situation, and you just don't get it. You just don't see it until the Lord pulls you out of that shit and shows you. He cleans you up. He transitions your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're being turned from your old way into a new man, and you look back at that shit like, God damn, bro, I was doing that shit. I was dealing with other motherfuckers, women and shit. That shit disgusting, bro. That shit is nasty as hell, man. Every man should have his own. That's like putting on another nigga's drawers right after he pulled the drawers off. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga got shit stains in him. You know what I'm saying? And you like, oh, fuck that up. You know, I need some drawers. And you just putting this nigga musty ball ass drawers on. You know, that shit is disgusting, bro. It really is, man, when you really think about it, man. You know, you going in behind another man after he done ejaculated in the bitch. She might have done slobbed him off. She done, whoops, you just, you don't know where this nigga been. You don't know who else he been with. You don't know what this bitch been doing. It's just we need out of here, man. It's a nasty situation. Anyway, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a bubble ball.